Please be advised this podcast is all nonsense. Nothing you hear or see while adventuring with the worm should be taken seriously, or more importantly, fact-checked. Try not to let the mispronunciations distract you from the knowledge being shared. You're just riding with two worms trying to have a good time. There's two vans there now.
Two vans?
There's normally only one.
Two vans?
Two vans.
Bloody hell. Well, what do you want me to do?
Call the Two Van Society.
I just want to let you know, mate, I've got two vans outside.
Call the Matrix. It's like, oh, what's it called when it happens again?
Deja vu.
Deja vu?
I don't think that is deja vu, because deja vu it's when you think you do something happens and you get the feeling that it's already happened. That's just two vans.
One sec. Dude, there's two vans?
What
do you call the Two Van Society?
That is deja vu.
Sure.
Because I swear we've had this conversation.
Sorted. Call the Matrix and the Two Van Society and ask him to get down here.
Who shall I ring first?
Who have you got on speed dial?
Neither.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disappointing. I thought you'd have at least one of them. Because you always have one van. So you're halfway there to the Two Van Society.
Yeah, I do run very close to the danger
Exactly.
line. Yeah.
So I always thought, because no, I don't really get any vans parking on my road. So I'm half as far to the Two Van Society as you are.
So you have the Matrix on speed dial.
Yeah, because I constantly feel like I see deja vu.
You see deja vu.
See or hear.
Okay.
Or believe I see or hear.
I would use experience deja vu.
Yes, that is a better.
Yeah.
That's more,
makes more sense.
Yes, it is. Seeing as it is an experience. Yeah, so I would say I experience deja vu more often than I have the possibility of the Two Van Society. And we all know Two Van Society only works, you have to be in your house. You can't just go walk around the corner where there's like a builder's yard. And
but it's only applicable when they're outside your house, that's the thing.
And if you see more than two, you can't go, oh, it's the more than Two Van Society, because they laugh at you. And the people at the Matrix do screen my calls now.
What happens if you see four vans? Do you ring the Two Van Society twice, or will they?
No, it only works if there's two of you, because theoretically...
Two vans per person?
Yep.
Okay.
So you've got to have the correct divisible amount.
You've got to have the correct ratio of people to vans.
However, if you're with someone who's half your height, but exactly half your height, then they can't do the two vans. You've got to do three vans.
What about conjoined twins?
Are they the same height? How much of them is conjoined? Then we have to see how much of the van is missing, and it becomes quite complicated.
No, because there's no one missing. Well, I suppose. So say they're just joined at the hip, so they're two full people.
They're joined at the hip.
But joined at the hip.
Skin or actual bone.
Spectral essence.
I guess it would just be if there were two vans, but they were like
linked by a spectral essence.
But if they were physically touching,
okay,
then it doesn't count. But if they were just near each other, then it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, if conjoined twin, then it's got to be the percentage of. It's really complicated. That's why when they're on the Two Van Society and they're like, "Hello," it's because if you sound like you're a conjoined twin, or they can hear someone really close, they're so worried because then they've got to measure you as a person, measure the vans, and make sure that the percentage is correct.
Surely that's discrimination, measuring someone of how much of a person they are. Surely, no matter what.
Well, they did change the wording, okay, but originally that's what it used to say. How much of a person are you?
Yeah, I can see that would have caused some problems.
Yeah, well, just society's too wussy today, isn't it?
Yeah. If you had to be a conjoined twin, how would you like to be conjoined?
Two different ways. I'd like to be just because most conjoined twins are just joined at one joint, aren't they? One, so it's either like just the whole of their side,
yeah,
or you might be the elbow, or they're joined at the head, or something like that.
Just the ear.
I was going to say earlobe, actually. Just have a really long earlobe.
Yeah, I think that's very minor surgery to have that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want it removed.
Sorted.
I'd say.
Also, roll over too fast in bed, and
this is why it's interesting. How long could you stay a conjoined twin?
Quite a long time, I think, for most people.
I've just duct taped our heads together, so we don't have the possibility of rolling away, and maybe like at the shoulders as well. So I want to be joined at two places.
Okay.
Because I don't think you get that often.
No.
Like if we were joined at the hip, or maybe you can't go too lame. You can't.
See,
just go,
I was thinking joined at the nipples.
yeah, but again, minor surgery, isn't it?
I mean, you don't you say that?
Can we do nipple and ear lobe? So we're almost. 1 minute, are we facing each other?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? Because if depending on how the length we have between our earlobes, depends whether we could go side by side. But if this earlobe isn't enough, we'd have to literally go nose to nose all the time because we couldn't turn because a nipple would rip off.
Yeah.
So would we? Ooh, we'd have to go nipple to nipple, but turn our heads that way.
Would like salsa dancers.
Ooh, I was thinking more like those images of Egyptians on walls because they walk sideways and do this, don't they?
They do. That's how they walk.
That'd be amazing. Are we connecting the full nipple duct?
Yeah, that's why it's no longer minor surgery because the
Duct is involved.
The duct is involved, and once the duct's involved, that's the danger zone. Yeah,
yeah, it is. And also, if you don't do it properly, one person could lose a nipple.
Exactly, which is no risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be the nippleless one. Look like a freak.
Exactly, I was going to say a nippleless freak as well.
glad we
On
both agree.
page, yeah.
It's dangerous to be the nippleless
the
freak.
problem was, if one of us didn't see it as being a nippleless freak, then the surgery just become minor because we were like, well, we'll take the hit and become the nippleless freak. But the fact that we both see it as being a nippleless freak makes the surgery just void.
And if the lobe was long, then we could both just have a lobe at some point. But I'm guessing if we were in a case where we only had the possibility of a lobe or a nipple, which one would you give up?
Maybe I'd give up the lobe.
So you just have one lobeless ear.
One lobeless ear.
I don't know, man. That's just as weird. Like nothing here at all. But this was like proper loby.
Yeah.
You can only wear one earring.
Damn.
You can only wear one nipple ring. Oh. I don't know, man. I'm too scared for either. What do you reckon's easier to get put on? A nipple or a lobe? Should we probably start actually recording?
We are recording, aren't we? Yeah.
Are we?
This is the podcast.
Oh, is it? I didn't realise. I don't know how podcasts work.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you have to turn the microphone up.
We're recording, yeah. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Glad to see you.
I'm not too sure how this began.
How do you feel about being a nippleless freak?
Or a lobeless wonder.
Ooh.
Oh, why is it wonder?
Yeah, I was going to say, why do you say being a nippleless freak and being a lobeless wonder?
A lobeful wonder. Lobeful wonder. What's another? Because I was just thinking one person's being called a freak. The other person has to be called something. So you'd be a lobeful wonder.
I mean, we're not calling anybody a freak. Just people without nipples.
One nipple.
One nipple.
If they've got both. If they've got no nipples, it's fine.
Then you're like a slippery goldfish.
I was going to say slippery banana skin.
Apparently banana skins aren't that slippery. As comically slippery as you'd like to
They
think.
do get slippy as they deteriorate, though, because they get the sugariness in it.
I thought you were going to say they get slippy as you lube them up.
They do that as well.
They do.
But I don't think they need as much lube the older they get. Which is quite weird, because that's actually different
than the other end of the spectrum.
Humans.
Yeah.
They need more lube the older they get. Because how else are you going to get yourself into bed at night if you don't lube yourself up?
Lube yourself up. Crawl through the caves.
Well, I'm thinking crawl through the caves, but I'm also thinking just a massive chafing of the duvet against your lubeless body.
Very true.
Do you reckon the older you get discounted lube? Well, actually, you don't pay for your prescriptions.
Yeah, let's say you don't pay for your prescriptions anymore, so it's fine. You just get on prescription.
Actually, well, no, that's only in some countries. In America, do you reckon they do some old people lube discount?
They probably have to buy it on the black market.
You don't reckon they do a discount?
No, not in America. They don't discount nothing, do they, except fast food.
Just like the steel drums.
Yeah.
They pay themselves. So I told you. Amazing. Oh. They must have bought a drum as well. Man, we're paying.
Our house band's getting good.
Yeah, we're paying them too much. We didn't think they could afford a drums. So they only had that scrapey cymbal. Yeah, so what was I saying?
Magpies.
How do you feel about the whole saluting a magpie
Saluting a magpie?
Isn't there like you have to salute a magpie if you see one on its own?
I've got no arms.
What do you do then?
I don't do anything, if I'm honest.
Just turn away.
I don't even acknowledge them. I didn't know how
See,
to.
I'm quite lucky. I don't know what a magpie is, so I will never be in a situation where I see
Why would you have to salute one, though? What's it done to deserve a solution?
a solution.
Yeah.
A saluting?
Yeah, solution. A salutation.
Salutation.
Yeah, surely that's the word.
Salute. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Salutation.
I like solution. That's not used for anything
But
else.
with an A.
Yeah.
Solution.
Yeah, solution.
Solution. Can we put solution, but not I-O-N at the end, I-A-N as well? Solution.
Yeah, sure, why not?
It's our word.
YOLO, innit?
Wow, alright. Look at you living on the edge. Did you have your Weetabix this morning?
Had 3.
Oh, no wonder you're so crazy. I was wondering why you're recording this whole thing upside down. Yeah, I don't know. There's that thing about solution of a magpie.
But-
A magpie solution.
What's the reason?
How else are you going to get a magpie solution?
Okay, makes sense.
Otherwise, it just stays solid.
Unsaluted.
And soluble?
And is there any other birds I need to acknowledge with gestures?
Or maybe each bird has its own different type of acknowledgement.
So what you,
So you rain dance a flamingo.
I ain't got time to rain dance, the whole rain dance.
It's not my fault. I don't make
Every
the
time
bird.
I see a flamingo.
I don't make the bird rules, do I?
If I go to the bird
Plus, you
area,
don't know the rain dance anyway. Every time you do it, it just goes windier.
it's close enough.
Well, it's better
Look, as long as there's rain clouds close, I sometimes get some rain.
because owls get angry that you're not giving them the wind dance. You're getting it wrong way around. And flamingos aren't very good in the wind. I don't know if you see it. They stand on one leg or what. So you doing the wind dance isn't very helpful. Why do you have 3 Weetabix this morning?
Last 3 in the pack, innit? Didn't want to leave one on its own.
How did that happen? Because you normally have them in pairs.
I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a mystery to be solved upon the Wormcraft.
Mystery of the missing Weetabix.
Mystery of the missing Weetabix. Anyone was missing.
Yeah, but isn't it the product as Weetabix?
Yeah, but then surely...
Oh, what are they actually called? They're biscuits, aren't they?
Yeah, but you get... So it's called,
Oh,
they're called
so
Weetabix because
yeah.
you get multiple.
Yeah, Bix, yeah. That's
So surely a singular one would be a Weetabix. They don't sell a Weetabix. You can't go into the supermarket and go, I would just like my Weetabix, please.
You know those places that you can find now that actually do breakfasts?
Yeah.
And you can go in and pay 45 quid for
A Weetabix.
a Weetabix.
Yeah.
Would you order a Weetabix?
Well, no,
If you wanted one?
You can get them at Tesco.
No, but I'm saying if you were silly enough to waste your money on a cereal place.
Do you know what? I would pay £45 for a Weetabix if it was one of those, like, Teppanyaki Weetabix, where he, like, grills it in front of you and flips it.
Creates the
Yeah, like,
Weetabix in front of
flips
you?
it a bit for me. Then I'd... Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant physically create the bick in
No,
front of
you'd
you.
have to. You'd have to create the bick, but I
So,
don't...
so you mean straight from wheat?
Wherever it's made from, I
He
don't know.
mills the wheat in front of you.
I'm not a Weetabix wizard. I don't understand how they're formed. But
Why have I been paying for you to go to cereal college?
to learn, I haven't got to the Weetabix.
You've been going there 14 years. What are you on at the moment?
They start you on the Cocoa Pops and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
a long way to get to Weetabix.
All right, so what are you on at the moment?
I'm still on Cocoa Pops.
You started at Cocoa Pops? You can't use that excuse for me because Jerry's on Cheerios
Look-
and he's been going 4 days.
The problem is that you get given the bowl of cereal when you start the class.
Yeah.
And you're meant to investigate it. I just eat the Cocoa Pops. So next time I go, I think I'm gonna study the Cocoa Pops this time. Before I know it, they've turned the milk chocolatey, and then I can't resist chocolatey milk and Cocoa Pops.
Maybe you should try having your 3 Weetabix on the days you have college
Maybe.
rather than now when you're just hanging upside down for no reason.
That's true.
What are we going to do about the mystery of the Weetabix though?
Well, we'll have to speak to the Teppanyaki Terry and see what he says, because he'll know.
Teppanyaki Terry?
Yeah.
I thought you could say Teppanyaki Terrorist. I don't think we can talk
Can't
to
say
him.
that, no. He'll shoot us.
I'm just thinking. I'm not saying. I'm saying there is.
He's quite a good supervillain, though, isn't he? The Teppanyaki terrorist.
I do like. I reckon Stan Lee missed a trick with that one. But in fairness, it wouldn't work because it was alter egos that were the same letter or alliteration, alliterated. So if his superhero name was, what if his name's the Teppanyaki Terrorist, and his alter ego is Teppanyaki Terry. So it's easy for
Don't get Teppanyaki Terry mixed up with. He struggles as it is to get work, and now we start associating him with the Teriyaki terrorist.
I just think it was not very nice.
That one time he squirt hot oil at somebody, he's been struggling ever since, and if we start saying he's the Teppanyaki terrorist, he's never going to get work again.
Well, I just feel like it was a bad choice.
It was
for him.
one slip up.
No, but he chose to change his name. He was never called Teppanyaki Terry. He then went, oh, you know, it'd be a great name, Teppanyaki Terry.
Yeah.
And you went, aren't you worried you're going to be mistaken for that Teppanyaki terrorist? And he went, no one's going to do that.
And they wouldn't if you didn't start shouting his name around the streets.
Yeah, but I was calling him Teppanyaki Terry.
That's not what it sounded like.
But I meant like Terry's orange. So I was like, yo, Teppanyaki Terry's. And people thought I was terrorists. You know, little people need to clean out ear holes. We talk about ear holes so often and no one bothers to look after their ear holes.
It's very true.
God, Teppanyaki Terry. Is he actually still struggling to find work?
Oh, massively, yeah.
What about when he was trying to do that rainbow cleaning business? He started off the ground as well. Like, literally just cleaning the bottom of the rainbows.
The problem is, as often as he finds them, they move. He really struggles.
Oh, by the time he gets to them?
Yeah.
I can imagine the commute's pretty difficult.
Yeah. There's a lot of commuting, a lot of overhead costs. The overhead costs. But that's why he has the teppanyaki business, to cover the overhead costs of the rainbow cleaning business.
Well, we did try to front him a bit of money that one time, and we were just like, look, if you can tell us how it generally works and how you're cleaning these rainbows, and it kind of just fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah, he couldn't tell us.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He did show us the squirty pile he had, and that was about it.
We were like, how does that work? He just sort of got a magnifying glass, squirted a bit of spray from him, a little colour fluoration came up, and then he was just like, I tried to clean it again. So it's not really a rainbow, is it?
He tries. He's a nice guy.
Well, he's on hard times, if that's the best he can do.
He's got 30 kids as well. he has a lot of responsibility.
I wonder why he had so many.
Don't know. Can't stop him, can you?
I don't know, man. I think he can stop himself.
I think he can. That's how he got into teppanyaki. Couldn't stop himself.
Yeah. That's probably why he carried on. Even after you said, what about Teppanyaki Terrorist? He's a goer, isn't he? He's like one of those go-getter guys.
You can't knock him down.
Yeah, like...
You can knock him down quite easily. He's only got one leg. Yeah. But he gets back up.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Physically,
Physically, you can knock Teppanyaki Terry down. Emotionally, you still can. He's a man with weak resolve, but he bounces back. He bounces back.
He's like one of those air jumbo things.
Yeah.
What are those other ones? You know, the clowns that you punch and they just bounce back
exactly.
up.
They're easy to knock down, but they always get back up.
I think that's the other thing. He also compares himself to that, and that's a clown.
Yeah.
He doesn't do himself any favours. Oh, man, I feel really sorry for him.
Well, the one time he did try doing himself a favour was he loaned himself that money, but then he charged himself such high interest that now he's in debt with himself.
Oh, yeah. What percentage did he give himself?
8,000% or something.
Literally like,
we told him it wouldn't work.
It's like, you do know that doesn't make sense. Yeah. And he was just like, nah, because I'll make it back on the interest.
He says, I'll make it back on the interest, don't worry. We're like, well, you've got to pay it. And like, yeah, but don't worry, I've got it all figured out.
Yeah, but he said, but don't worry, because I'm going to get the money.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but you've got to pay. Yeah, but I'm going to end up with it. I was like, I don't think he understands.
Doesn't understand.
I think he might have had a stroke. Well, you know what? He's entertaining. He did ask to come and be the third wheel for the podcast, didn't he?
He did.
Told him he wasn't a worm. Didn't believe us.
Didn't believe us for some reason. We brought him a mirror, but he still didn't.
So you're basically just a human with one leg. And he's like, I'm not a worm. Why do you think I got one leg? It doesn't work like that.
That's very true. He has 2 arms as well, which, mate, that's null and void. Yeah,
but then he also likes to say he's really good at being a merman. I was like, how does that work? And he goes, because I got one leg. And I was like, it doesn't make you a merman. Even if you put that fish skin on, it doesn't make you a merman.
He makes me unsettled when he wears the fish skin. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't like it when he sits there and brushes his scales. I don't understand what he's accomplishing by brushing them.
No.
Also makes a really weird metallic sound.
Yeah.
Like chainmail.
Where did he get this fish skin?
I don't know. Question him. Yeah. Have you not seen recently that his eye starts twitching?
No.
You talk to him, even just with. Sometimes you'll just look into like the distance and his eye starts twitching. I think he's on the edge. I'm really worried that we're going to be on the bad end of it. That's why I said we should give him a break and just like step away, back away slowly.
Back away from Teppanyaki Terry.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll get back to him another day. How do you feel about doing that thing that we come here to do so often?
Ping pong tournaments?
Yeah, but we never get it started.
That's true. We don't have a ping pong table.
We don't have any ping pong balls.
I got a ping pong ball. Somewhere.
You've been hiding this from me?
I don't know where it is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, sorry. And I've got ping pong bats, but don't worry, I don't know where they are. Also, we've got no contestants.
No, we haven't. But yeah, we'll do a question. We can do that.
I'm convinced of that ping pong bat. Yeah, let's do a question. That sounds more feasible.
Yep. Which mythological creature will be the worst roommate?
Depends what you consider a worst roommate.
Well, I suppose there's going to be some tick boxes to being a bad roommate. Doesn't contribute to the rent
Eats all your
or
food.
mortgage, whatever.
What sort of roommate are we looking at? Are we just adult one, or like if you're, or just generally,
Just
like
generally.
if you're sharing with a friend, I guess,
Well, yeah, because
like a house share.
Still, if they don't contribute to bills, they don't contribute to cleaning.
They eat all your food.
They eat all the food. They're noisy.
They get in at 4 a.m. singing random songs because they're drunk on a weekday.
They invite Teppanyaki Terry around every day.
Oh, straight out. Whoever that guy is, that's the worst mythological creature.
Is Slimer a mythological creature?
Who's Slimer?
From Ghostbusters?
Oh.
Or is he just a ghost? Are ghosts mythological creatures?
I don't know. I think it's going to be what we normally come round to, that are they mythological here? So let's just cut through that conversation right now. Yes, they're mythological here.
Because I think because he eats everything. He leaves goop for all the walls he goes through.
Yeah.
He's quite lazy. I don't think he has any money because
he's got a lot of energy.
he's always in out of bins.
You know, he's out a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Then he's going to come in, and when he
No,
comes,
but he doesn't come in that often.
yeah, but when he does,
Yeah, but it's like once
he
in a
makes
blue moon.
he makes a lot of noise, eats
Nah.
everything, slimes all your walls up.
I'm okay with him because he only comes back like once every 6 months, and he's only there for one night. It's great because and he still pays his rent on time.
I don't think he would though, because he's got no money.
No, he does.
You say that.
No, he does because his money's always coming into the account, isn't it?
From where?
I don't know, but he lives here, you know.
I haven't seen him.
Because I told you he's only back once every 6 months. Why do you think I've been sending you to serial college? Because I know you don't like him, and I only need. It's your 24-hour class today. Send you on your way.
Is that what the 24-hour class is for? There's nobody else there when I do that, you know. It's just me in a dark room with a bowl of Cocoa Pops. That's all it is.
You never came back early. You clearly enjoyed your Cocoa Pops. I can't believe it was still working.
I didn't want to be kicked off the course. I was sat there.
Well, yeah. How do you think we can afford this luxury?
I just thought we were famous.
We are famous in our own right.
No,
We've already said when we die we'll be famous.
it's true.
We're really bad at killing ourselves. Anyway, yeah. So
What about some
I don't think necessarily. I'm not saying he wouldn't be the worst. Just I think he also has some good traits as well, like he pays his rent on time.
What about like a centaur?
Depends on the size of your house.
That's true, actually. If you've got a big house and it's not the end of
Yeah,
the world,
like
is it?
they just need the space for moving around.
That's true. And I don't think centaurs are typically bad people.
They're actually really, really nice, aren't they? They're quite protective as well.
It's a good Actually, centaur's probably a great roommate.
Great on a night out. If you're the annoying roommate and you need they're actually great.
That's good.
And the best part about it is because they have quite long tails, they're clean as they go.
But something that breathes fire, that'd be inconvenient.
Only if they can't control it. Because you'd save so much on energy bills.
It's a good party trick as well.
Yeah.
Great for starting a barbecue.
Always. And you don't have to worry about it taking too long for the coal to heat up.
Yeah.
Great for putting out the rain. So, pretty good.
What about like the Dementor from Harry Potter? I don't think that'd be a good room. I don't think they'll get any redeeming feature. They make it really cold. They make everyone really miserable.
But only... Oh, no, they still make it cold, even if they're not sapping the life out of people. But if you've not done anything wrong, they don't tend to come and try to hunt you, do they?
I don't know, they were all over a bloody school full of kids.
Yeah, but they were only after Harry because he had the same... They thought he was a bad person because he used his
I think
magic.
they're messing everybody up.
Nah. There's the few rogues, but you get that with everything, don't you? A few rogue worms out there that we don't hang around with.
That's true.
Also, I still think... Because technically they work for the prison, so they're meant to be... They probably have quite good protective skills. If they're on your side.
Actually employ them, or which is just... They were...
Turned up one day.
No, or they were already there and they just built a prison underneath them.
Yeah. They were circling like a Indian grave.
Yeah, and they're just like, ooh, I'm going to put a prison here.
Indian burial site.
Yeah.
Put prison there. Like, well, we were kind of mourning, actually.
It's like, well, too bad, there's a prison here now.
Oh, well, we'll stay. It's a bit of an effort to move. No, that's a pretty good shout, though. Because with the slime thing, he only comes back every 6 months, but the Dementors... Oh, actually, they never really come in the house. They tend to just circle above.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Isn't it bad? They're never going to make a mess. They don't
eat a lot.
Yeah,
They just
they never
want
don't eat
souls.
souls. As long as you provide them a soul every now and then. And if you can get wherever you live, if it's near like a dodgy area, there are loads of bad souls.
But do you think soul food would be adequate as well?
Soul food.
So if you had like a good soul food
I think it's
place.
one of those places, one of those sort of like, it kind of curbs it a little bit, but
Yeah.
it doesn't fully satiate them.
Okay.
So I'd have to a good tasty soul, probably keep them going for a month, but a bit of soul food, a few days at best. The best part about it is that they'd still pay for themselves. They're not cheap.
Yeah, I reckon Dementors are minted. I reckon they're on good money.
You gotta be.
Work for the government. They're like
I heard the pension scheme's amazing as well.
They're also they're like what's the word, like they're fit for their role. Like there's no one else can take their job. Like you're a Dementor, well you get this job, so they can argue to get paid whatever they want. They can't. There's nothing.
And if they go on strike, then the government's done.
That's what I mean. So they've got to pay them because there's nothing. If they feel like they're getting ripped off, they go, well, I'll go work and be a bus driver.
Yeah.
And
they have low expenditure.
Yeah.
They only wear one outfit.
Yeah.
They don't buy clothes.
So actually, yeah, they're probably on good money.
Yeah. And I reckon if you ask for a loan, they'd be pretty sound for it.
Well, they'll steal your soul out, won't they? Like,
Exactly.
They've got the upper hand there.
Yeah. I think they give you the nod of, you know what you let yourself in for. You might be able to pay this.
Yeah.
Or maybe, to see, this is why I said there's a few good and bad ones. The bad ones probably decide to go the dark side and become mafia bosses.
Ooh.
The good ones work for the government. Let's have some mad standoffs. How about Poseidon? Every time he arrives, he just brings loads of water with him.
So we count him gods as mythological creatures.
Oh, I guess it's not a creature, is it? Yeah, maybe not.
What about the Kraken?
Ooh. And you need a lot of space for it as well.
And a lot of water.
And it always brings the water. Oh, that's a good point. It wouldn't be able to come and stay. Because how's it going to get from the sea?
You'd have to have an underwater house.
SpongeBob has one. See, that's I think if my house was on land, so we're up in space, we would have no problems because I don't even think he would move in. He'd just be like, why would I want my tenancy there? I literally can't live up there. So I don't think we could. Yes, it would be the best roommate because they can't live here anyway. But if they physically could, they would bring all the water. But I think we've got to be realistic about this. You've got to choose roommates that would actually live with us. About Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
What's wrong with him? Because he's got big feet.
I'm just asking because he's
rude.
quite hairy. Sheds a lot of hair.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's a him problem. Like, I'm sure he deals with it as best he can.
Well, if he cleans up after himself, fair enough. I was just asking. I think naysayers start getting all defensive about yours. I get reasoned, logicked reasons why it was fine.
I was throwing shade on poor old Sasquatch.
No, I was just trying to think of mythological creatures. Do you reckon the four headless horsemen come as a quartet?
I don't think they're four headless horsemen. I think the headless horsemen and the four horsemen of the apocalypse are two different things.
That's it. Why have you combined the two?
They probably don't know. Do you know what? There actually probably is four headless horsemen out there, but their legend is overshadowed by the individual headless horseman because on his own he's just more harrowing.
Yeah.
And then the four horsemen of the apocalypse because they're like four pillars of the apocalypse, and then the four headless horsemen are just four headless guys on horses. They don't have any other real powers or anything.
Well, I think the four horsemen of the apocalypse probably okay. How about the headless horseman?
I think he's low maintenance. Doesn't he live under like a tree that shoots blood or something? But you could have that in the back garden.
Yeah, I was thinking the horse. He's got to have stable maintenance. Does he bring the horse in? Because they're basically connected. They're basically one, aren't they?
I think they are connected.
Or would he just go in the barn? Which is kind of fine. He'd have to build his own barn, but that's
also like, what's he about? What's his thing? Like, he's a headless horseman. I get that, but what does he want?
That's a good point. I don't actually know what I don't know what his beef is.
Yeah, what's his problem? Why does he jump out of this bloody tree and start hunting people down? Because they've got heads. Is that his problem? He wants everyone else to be headless.
In which case, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not ideal for us. We need our heads.
I don't know if that is.
Unless
he's trying to replace. I don't know. I just know of the man.
Yeah, but he's got a problem.
Well, actually, Oh yeah, it's a headless horseman.
Because he did chop people's heads off, didn't he? That was his thing. He'd cut their heads off.
Yeah, but he could have been just like taking the heads of bad people. In which case, it's fine then.
Which is fine.
We're the two friendliest worms you've ever met.
I just don't want to be beheaded. That's the problem. Like if we forget to put his 7-Up back in the fridge because we took it out because it was cleaning.
Just to clean, we wouldn't drink any because
we're not. He comes hunting us down, beheading us because of that. It's just not great.
I think we'd have to do more research, but that's a possibility. How about the troll that lives under the bridge? Is it Billy Goat Gruff?
He's one of them. I think he's one of the more... I think there's lots of trolls that live under bridges, but I think the one in Billy Goat's Gruff is one of the more famous ones.
Which one would you say was the worst one?
Well, I don't know all of them. Don't they build the bridges as well? So they've got to be like handy at like masonry.
Do they? Or do they... Oh, yes, they did, because then he did it so people would cross over it. And then he would then terrorise them.
I think that's a bit weird. Like, he builds a bridge and then terrorises people for using it.
Yeah, but... You know when you're really struggling to get a job?
Yeah.
Like Teppanyaki Terry?
Yeah.
I think they were just downtrodden so much, no one wanted to employ them. Well, you know what, we're going to build our own bridges, and then when people start using them, we'll just put a toll on them.
Yeah.
It's quite clever, actually.
It is, but I mean...
I wouldn't mind having someone like that live with me, actually, because I think they'll be quite a good ideas person.
The only problem is what if a lot of them are in one area? They built 20 bridges right next to each other. It's like, just, why are there so many bridges
Trolls
here?
are smart now. I think they space themselves out. That's why you don't see a lot of bridges.
Well, then also, I suppose they won't want to be in a household because they're going to have to be maintaining the toll on their bridge. Because as soon as they walk away, people are using that bridge toll-free.
And I don't really want them building a bridge over the house. What's the bridge do?
Yeah.
It's just a bridge.
Just a bridge?
I needed a bridge back.
Yeah.
Comfort zone.
So I don't think that's going to work out.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be
again,
right,
a tenancy issue. I don't think they'll come in with us. Though, building a bridge from the spacecraft to Earth. Could you imagine the toll on that? They'd charge a load.
Problem is we'd have to park up a lot because unless they can fashion some movable bridge.
No, maybe we just have we'd have to park up at the same place. So it's a bridge to a dock.
Okay.
And we dock.
Well, it's definitely something we can look into.
No, again, this is no good because it's actually a good thing. Good roommate, so...
Yeah.
The worst. Maybe there are no bad roommate. Maybe all... that has to be one.
What about the Tasmanian Devil?
Okay. I swear he's got money, though.
He's got money, so I don't think it's ever going to be a rent issue.
Okay.
But he does eat a lot. And he does the spinny thing a lot.
Oh, yeah, but then if we're going to go along that thing, maybe Slimer's worst. Worst? Worse. Worst or worse?
Because you said Slimer's not there very often, so while he can be a bit of a nuisance when he is there, just the time... Whereas I think Taz he's a bit like... He just loiters a lot in the house. I don't think he has a lot going on anymore. I don't... Because he hasn't been employed by Looney Tunes for a long time.
Yeah, I am just
thinking... He's a niche line of work, Taz is. I mean, he doesn't do many other characters other than Taz.
Do you reckon because he's not working much anymore, he's not spinning a lot? Like, he's probably got...
Just slowed down.
Yeah, like it's more like just really slow spinning. If anything, a light breeze.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what shape Taz is in these days.
I think he's probably in a care home now, if I'm honest. I genuinely don't think he'll be able...
Do you think they'll just put him on the Roomba and it just spins him around?
Living his good old days.
Yeah.
Look how fast I'm going.
Yeah, maybe.
Ah, nah.
Poor Taz.
Yes. I wouldn't say he's fallen on hard times. He's got money. He's had a good life.
No, I think the problem is he just lived such a fast-paced life when he was younger.
Yeah.
It's catching up with him now.
How about Roadrunner? He was a bit of a noob. He was a bit of a knob, wasn't he?
A little bit. He was very, very cocky, very arrogant.
Yeah. He doesn't speak properly either. Just meeps at you.
Meeps.
Just like, look what... I don't know. Are you in on the pizza or not? Meep. All right, you're not getting any pizza. Meep, meep. You want pizza?
Yeah, that would be annoying.
I just want to know if he's in on the pizza or not so I can split it fairly. And then when the pizza arrives and he starts eating some, I'm like, well, you didn't pay? That'd annoy me.
That would annoy me, yeah.
And then when I go to get him to pay, he just like meeps and runs off.
That is very true. I think Roadrunner is a good shout.
I have a feeling he does stay at home quite a lot. He only goes out to terrorise the coyote, and because he's so fast.
I was going to say, I think he does go out a lot, but the thing is, because he's so fast, when he's just back in 30 seconds, and then
If he's out for an hour, his travel time is literally a minute.
Yeah.
30 there, 30 back.
Yeah, Roadrunner's a good shout.
And I don't know if you've noticed that when he does zoom off, he leaves a lot of feathers around.
Yeah.
Which means he's not there to clean them up. We'll have to wait until he comes back. And that's if he bothers to clean them up. Probably gets that coyote to do it, poor thing.
Probably does, actually.
Doesn't treat people very nicely.
No, he's very rude.
I think that's probably a good shout.
I think Roadrunner is probably one.
I've never seen him with any pockets either. Does he even have any cash?
He's naked a lot of the time.
Hmm.
I think the problem is because he's so quick. He's never felt because he steals everything because no one can catch him.
Yeah. Moves on to a new place.
Yeah, moves on.
Doesn't pay any rent. Lives there as long as he wants. Squats as long as he can, and then he just ups and leaves, doesn't he? Before the contract's over.
Yeah, Roadrunner, definitely.
I mean, if there is another one, you can let us know. But I'm pretty sure the Roadrunner's the way to go.
I agree. But I do want to go visit Taz at the care home. I want to see what he's about.
I'd love to go visit.
I want to see what he's about now.
I've got this brilliant image of him just like stood on top of the Roomba, and he's just dropping crumbs in a circle so it spins to pick him up.
Yeah.
And he's just been living his life like, look how fast I'm going.
Yeah.
Amazing. What other Looney Tunes do you reckon have gone into the care home?
Porky Pig for sure, because he was borderline in his heyday. He was losing it anyway.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd for sure.
If he's still about.
If he's still about. I mean, the chances are low. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, I think he's probably one of those people who like wears carries around like a plastic water gun to make him feel like he's still back in the day.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they're not nowhere they're going to give him a live shotgun.
Oh no.
But you've got to understand. Obviously, these are end of life people, aren't they? Keep them happy.
I reckon the Martian boy. What was his name?
Martian.
Was it?
I think it was.
Maybe. I reckon he's
I don't reckon Bugs and Lola are there.
No, I reckon they're all right.
Because don't forget, they were earning the top dollar. They were earning the most.
Yeah, they would have had that celebrity
money. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think they probably just kind of bought themselves a little like residential home somewhere nice. I mean, if they've still got the money and they've invested well, I wouldn't be surprised if they've still got full-time carers. And just...
What was the one with the two guns, like Yosemite Pete? Sam, that was it. Yeah.
I think it's Yosemite Sam.
Maybe he was a loose cannon.
He was already a bit nuts as well.
I don't think any care home would take him. He might be in an asylum.
Oh, yeah, actually. He might be in an insane asylum.
Mm.
Holding two breadsticks going, meow, bow, bow.
Yeah. It's the big old chicken called?
Longhorn,
Foghorn.
Foghorn,
Longhorn. Yeah.
I say, you'll listen here.
Yeah, he'll win a care home.
He's going. Imagine how much he's slowed down speech-wise. Could you imagine him trying to get a sentence out now? No, I'm not trying to mock anything, but just age catches up with you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty old in human years, but in space worm years, we're spring chickens, spring worms, early worm.
The early worm
catches the
space.
Well, what's it called? Oh no, it's the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah.
But we're the early worms catching the
worm.
No, we don't catch worms. Catching the Bix. The Weetabix.
The Bix.
We're going to wake up real early and find that Weetabix thief. What if it's you sleepwalking and eating a Bic in your sleep?
I'm scared that might be the case.
You're going to have to start putting your Weetabix in a
big prison.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like we keep all the others in.
Yeah.
And the Nesquik, was it? Is it next to Nesquik cereal or something?
Yeah.
Don't remember. But yeah, I think you're going to have to hide it away. Safety reasons.
Was Sylvester was he a Looney Tune or was he what was the other one? There's two, wasn't there? There's Looney Tunes and
No, it was Warner Brothers Looney Tunes.
No, but there's another one around the same time. There's Looney Tunes and something else. Sure.
Really? Maybe it just wasn't as famous.
Maybe.
Is this what Tom and Jerry and stuff was? Or are you talking about a
I don't know.
one?
I don't know. Well, maybe I'm just.
What was Wacky Races?
Oh, it definitely wasn't Looney Tunes.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think what it was there.
Wacky Races.
Oh, it's an
I think so.
independent thing.
Yeah.
Wacky Races was good.
Well, no, because Wacky Races was the thing, and then there was spin-offs, wasn't there? Because didn't Dastardly and Muttley have a spin-off program?
Yeah. I think it was called Dick Dastardly and Muttley, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Just literally just call their names.
Yeah.
Or Dastardly and Muttley. Yeah, I think, yes, Sylvester and Tweety Bird.
Ah, that's it. That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Tweety Bird's... I don't know, actually, you don't hear much of Tweety Bird these days. Went travelling, didn't he? See the good sights.
That's what they say, but no one's seen him.
I reckon he's in Guantanamo. Doing something dodgy.
Were the Animaniacs part of Looney Tunes, or were they their own thing? Because that was Warner Brothers as well, wasn't it?
It was Warner Brothers, but I don't think it was part of Looney Tunes. It was later.
Okay.
I don't think it was. There was only 3 of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, don't remember their names.
Did you know, supposedly, Scrooge McDuck is the richest...
Duck. I can believe that, because most ducks don't amass much wealth.
Richest animated character. Supposedly.
But it's just made up money. They could say that about any of them.
Dude, don't take this away from them, alright? You know, like when people say your money's made up,
Well, I mean,
but your Weetabix aren't real,
most of it I do
or your
draw
cereal college is a complete lie.
No, I know cereal college is real, because it says on the sign on the door.
It says on the cereal.
It says on the cereal box. Real cereal college.
So when do you graduate?
Well, at this rate, never.
Okay, because every year I've been getting you a graduation gown. Because you get longer, I've had to keep adding bits onto the bottom of it. This rate, you're never going to graduate. Also, everybody else has graduated already. Can you stop eating your Cocoa Pop? Choose a different cereal.
You have to start on Cocoa Pops. That's not. It's none. Well, the only one you can do is Ricicles, but then they can't get Ricicles anymore because they're out of production. So it's Cocoa Pops or nothing.
All right, how about taking...
Or I can provide my own Ricicles, and I looked on the prices on eBay, and I can't afford that.
That is some top dollar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't you take your own Cocoa Pops with you, eat those, and then don't eat the ones for the lesson?
Problem is, Cocoa Pops aren't very filling, so if I do stay in...
I've noticed this. Have you ever... I don't want to sound like a pig. You know the big box of the Cocoa Pops?
Yeah.
I've sat there and eaten a half.
Exactly.
Once I got, the mixing bowls you use for, like, cakes and stuff.
Yeah.
But not the small ones. The big boy ones. I used to just fill up those with, like, 4 pints of milk.
Exactly.
And just put all my Cocoa
Good
Pops
Cocoa
in.
Pops are like air. You eat them and they just evaporate.
Yeah, that was when I was a little and I could eat loads. I'm a big worm, and if I eat loads, I get into a bigger worm. Oh man, okay, yeah, cool. Sorry, tangent there a bit. But yeah, I reckon Roadrunner.
I agree. I think that's a good shout. Makes sense.
Perfect. Back to our usual sketch. 1 question. Perfectly answered.
1 question, 2 worms. That's the name of our podcast.
That's what we should call it.
You should be called that.
Is it 2 worms, 1 question?
Yep, 2 worms, 1 question.
Oh man, that would have been way better. We should have called it that.
You should have.
Oh man.
Never mind.
Wandering worms. Chump name is that?
No wonder no one listens.
I bet you there is a podcast called 2 Worms, 1 Question, and it's doing really well.
There probably is, actually. We
We need to rebrand. We need those people that rebrand and do the marketing.
Yeah, that's true. We'll look into rebranding. If we change the name, we'll let you know.
And if we change the name, let us know if you'd listen.
Right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.